Measurement, that means that you are referring to the size or the length of something. There are different tools that you can use to measure. We are going to be using the ruler to measure, but keep in mind that there are other things that you can use, and we'll get to that in a second. This is called a fabric tape measurer, okay, and it can measure fabric, of course, but it can also measure waist size and all that good stuff. But this is just another method that you can use to measure, and it's more flexible. But like I was saying before, we are going to use the ruler for measurement. A ruler is defined as a straight strip of plastic, wood, metal, or other rigid material marked at regular intervals to draw straight lines or measure distances. In our case, we are going to use our ruler for measurement. So we have inches on the top. I'm going to show you what that looks like. IN means inches, and then we have centimeters on the bottom. This week, we are going to focus only on inches whenever we measure things. Now, I am aware that not all of us have rulers with us. I didn't even have a ruler either. I actually had to grab this out of my classroom, but there are other items that you can use to measure with. Here are a few items you can use to measure inches. You can use this side of a key if you have one of these keys. Okay, as you can see, right here in that area, it measures out to be an inch. Trying to show that a little bit better. So I'm going to lay that down flat and show you what that looks like. But you can use the bigger part of the key to represent an inch. Another item you can use for measurement is a quarter. So you use this as well for an inch. Let me show you what that looks like right there. So you can measure your items using that quarter or the end of a key. It's really up to you. We will not be getting to centimeters yet this week, but here are some ways that you can do centimeters as well. You can use your pointer finger to represent 1 centimeter. You can also use a bigger nail clipper, but this side of it, to represent 1 centimeter. Both of those will work. Let's go over inches real quick. There are 12 inches in a ruler. How many inches are in a ruler? 12. So let's count those out starting from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is the side of the ruler we are going to focus on, and that is the inches. As you can see, the IN stands for inches, and that's the focus that we're going to have this week. Another tip on measuring items: to successfully measure the items, you want to keep them above the number so you can see how long that item is. If I were to put my pen underneath these lines, I wouldn't be able to see the length of my pen, and I wouldn't know where to start. I wouldn't know where the 0 is. So you always want to put it beside the ruler so you're able to measure that. Okay, we are going to pull 2 more objects to measure in inches. My first one is going to be a toilet paper roll. So remember, you always start at the 0 and then you see where it ends. Okay? Our toilet paper roll stops at about 4 inches. So our toilet paper roll is about 4 inches from 0 all the way to 4. See that? It starts at the 0 and ends at the 4. 4 inches. Let's pull another object. This is our Pete the Cat envelopes. Let's go ahead and measure how long that is. Okay, so the key is to start right at that 0. And then let's see how long our Pete the Cat envelope is. Oh, wow. The Pete the Cat envelope is right between the 6 and the 7. So that's 6.5 or 6.5 inches long. Our Pete the Cat envelopes are 6.5 inches long. Let's go ahead and measure our last two objects. So it looks like we've got a pin here. So as you can see, I'm starting the 0 at the beginning of that pin, and we're gonna see where it ends. We're trying to line it up the best we can. And our pin ends at 5 inches. So you say 5 inches long. So we are going to write that out. 5 inches. I put IN for inches. Or you can also measure with the back of the key or a quarter. So we're going to start with our key, which is about 1 inch. Make sure you mark where it's at so you can move it on to the next part. So we've got 1 key, 2 keys, 3 keys, 4 keys, and 5. So that's about 5 keys. That lines up with our inches. Good job. Okay, this is our last one. It looks like another eraser of some sort. We are going to measure that with our ruler. So you're starting at the end of that or the very beginning of that object, and you're looking to where it ends. Our eraser ends at about 2 inches. So we are going to write 2 inches on our blank. 2 inches. Okay? And then if you're using a quarter or a key, it'll be about 2 of those. So I'm marking where my quarter is. So 1, 2. So it'll be about 2 quarters. Okay. And that is the end of our using a ruler activity. We will move on to the leafy measurement activity next week because that's when we will do our centimeters. Good job on measurement this week, guys. So this is our week 4, day 4 math activity. It's called before, after, and between. So you got to follow the directions in each little section. The first one says write the number that comes before. So what comes right before the number 16? 15. Good job. So that's the number that comes before. This says write the number that comes after. So what would come after the number 19 if you're counting? 19, 20. Okay? And then it says write the number that comes between 23, 24, 25. So our number would be 24. Okay? And then it even has a bonus down at the bottom. What number comes before 80? Our number that comes before 80 would be 79. Okay, so that's your activity for today.